Hey there, so how's it going? So to begin with, what we want to do is we want to take a look at our instrument. We want to learn a little bit about all the different parts of the guitar, what the names of them are, what their functions are, and from there we'll move on. But we want to start right here. We want to know what everything does first. So let's just get started. Okay, to begin, let's look at the three main parts. We got our headstock here. This is our neck, and this is our body right here. And on our headstock, what we have is our tuning pegs here. These are what we use to tune and turn the string up and down, tightening it and loosening it. Then we have our posts. This is where the strings wrap around, and it turns clockwise or counterclockwise to loosen or tighten it, the string. Over here is our nut, and that's where all the strings go through and they set in before they go to the post. And I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a cover on here, but this is a truss rod adjustment right here. You take a truss rod and you can move it back and forth. If you're a beginner, do not mess with this at all. It can totally mess up your whole neck. So then, of course, we already talked about this. This is our neck. These are the frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. By the way, these dots, these are your odd numbers. Of course, this is your first fret. This one is your 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and 9th fret. Then this one right here with 2 dots, that's your 12th fret. And that is, you can think of number 12. You have a 1 and a 2 in there. So you got the 2. That reminds you of the 2 dots here, the 12th fret. Now these notes are exactly the same as your open notes. We're going to learn our open strings, but listen for a second. Now, don't they sound very similar to our open strings? Now, if I go and I do that somewhere else, the pitches are going to sound different. You know, I play all over the place, then, yeah, it'll have different pitches. But right here at the 12th fret, they're all the same pitch. Open, and then the note. So, from there, we can go further this way. You can think of this, since these are our open notes, you can think of this as like a second neck right here. So here's our open notes. This fret right here would act as our bar. This fret right here, the first dot, that's the same as our first dot over here, as our 3rd fret. This right here is same as our 5th fret. This one, again, same as our 7th fret, and same as our 9th fret. I'll demonstrate that. Sound pretty similar, right? So that's an important thing to know. So when we're doing scales and stuff, you're going to be able to run up here and do some scales up here that are just the same as the ones down here. We'll get into that later on. So if you haven't figured out yet, these wires right here are your fret wires. These are what, when you press down, what your string is going to press against to make sure it makes a certain pitch. And yep, and that's what those are. And yeah, these are your fret markers. And then again, here's our neck. Here's our guitar body. Here's the 2 pickups. Here's the neck pickup and the bridge pickup. This one has a little more deeper sound. We just use distortion, usually might be good to use clean, but here's our neck pickup. Now if I put it all the way down, it's going to get our bridge pickup. Big difference. The middle just kind of combines both. So as a review, up, that's our neck pickup. Middle, both pickups. All the way down, that's our bridge pickup. And you also call the treble pickup, because it has a little bit more trebly type of sound. And this has more of a bassy, deeper type of sound. Now, what you want to do is when you're playing clean, you really don't want to use this because it's going to sound thin. You want to use a bit more of your neck pickup. So it's either middle, which would be a combination of both, or all the way up, which is a combination of just your neck pickup. Now when you have distortion, again, middle, you can get a little combination of both of them, or many times you just want the treble because it has the most definition. And yep, so distorted works really well with that. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now, yeah, we can't really see that. Let's bring up that toggle switch. The switch I was moving around a bit. That's right here. So again, here's up for this pickup, middle for both, down for our treble pickup or our bridge pickup. And if you haven't figured this out, this is our toggle switch, goes back and forth. Now this has up, middle, down. You'll have different, depending on the different kind of guitar you have, it can go this way, up and down, you know, different directions. And you might have different, different combinations too. This is a 3-way toggle switch. You have 5-way. It has all kinds of different adjustments in there. So it all depends on what kind of guitar you have. Now, these right here, these are volume and tone controls. Here's the volume. So this is volume. His tone. Hear that or not? I can bring it out. A little bit different sound. Tries to keep it all the way in. Now, not many guitars, not all guitars have that. You know, sometimes it's just volume and in the tone. Sometimes you'll have separate volumes for the different pickups, and then separate tones. Again, depending on what kind of guitar you have, it has you'll have different options on it. Then, of course, aside from that, you have your strap right here. Take it off. Here's the little knobs that you put your strap on. I have what's called a strap lock on here, so I can put it on here, it locks on, and it's not going to come off. Yeah, so there's your different parts of the guitar. Oh yeah, we don't want to forget the bridge. This is a very important part. This is where your strings come through, and this is very important because this allows you to adjust your strings up and down, the height of your strings. And this is going to be good for adjusting action and stuff in combination with adjusting your neck. Again, If you're a beginner, don't play around with adjusting your neck. Don't even play around with this right at first. Learn about it. Best thing is get a cheap guitar and play around. But for now, if you got a good guitar, don't mess around with it. And then another thing called intonation. We're going to take these individual little pieces here where the strings are, and you bring them in or out to adjust what's called the intonation. It just shortens the string or lengthens the string. So yeah, there's your bridge. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up your guitar, all the different parts of the guitar. We'll have a diagram for you. You can check this out below, but there you go. There's your parts of the guitar. So there you go. You got your first step done. Now, below, you'll see some diagrams of both an acoustic and electric. Now, look at both of those. Even if you have an electric and you don't care about an acoustic right now, look at those different parts on there, because eventually you might want to pick up an acoustic. And same the other way around. If you have an acoustic, look at the electric, because eventually you might want to pick up an electric. It's really important to know what these parts are. And also included are descriptions of what each function is for all the different parts. And you probably see some parts on there that we didn't talk about or not on this guitar. But yeah, you want to get this stuff down, because I'll be throwing out terms on different places, so you want to know what I'm talking about and not be totally confused. So also included is a PDF that you can download, and it can test you. It has a picture of the different guitars, but there's blank. There's no description on there at all. You've got to fill in what each part is, and that's a good thing. Download that, make a bunch of copies, and then yeah, each day fill it in. See if you can see how many you can remember. Make a little game out of it. So there's your first step. You want to make sure you get this down, and from there, let's move on to the next lesson.